What's going on, y'all? It is Scott Pizzle. I got to thank two Eagle fans. I don't think it was the same person, but I think it was two different ones. But I got a $38 tip on PayPal and a $38 tip on Cash App from two Eagle fans. I guess wanting to remind me of how many points the Philadelphia Eagles scored last Saturday against my New York Football Giants. It was kind of like a backhanded compliment. So I appreciate you guys showing those two showing Pizzle some love, all the while celebrating their Eagles victory. I find that kind of humor funny and whatnot. So want to thank those guys. And obviously all those that have tipped or donated to my channel, appreciate it. Little Baby Doll's going to be excited about those. I usually share a lot of those things with her. There's a lot of time and energy spent to making the content and just putting out a creative process for people to enjoy. And so it's always good when people show you some love, even if it's in a backhanded way. So I have made content here on YouTube for 16 years, and between then and now, I've really learned a lot about myself, and I want to share some of those experiences with you, and then tell you guys, what next is. And what happens as far as this channel goes. So I'll never forget when I made this channel. I was 20 years old. Obviously, the name Cop Pizzle is something a 20-year-old would create. I didn't start making videos until I was 21, but during that time period, when I was that age, I was a failing college student. I was homesick. I was lost. I was confused. I had friends, but none of them that I could really trust. And I was just being told no at every corner. Everywhere it didn't matter what it was. I was always just being told no. I had crashed my first car terribly, and I just really felt just dazed and confused, I guess is the right word. I was, I wasn't doing anything that I shouldn't have been doing. Like, I wasn't doing drugs or drinking alcohol or anything like that. I didn't know what to do or who to be. I really, really had no idea. What I found out about myself here on YouTube is there's a lot of people that think that what they see here is a character or is not actually real. But what I ended up finding out about myself was that Cop Pizzle, who you see now, that's the real me. And what I found out was that the person that goes outside these walls or would go out into the world, that person wasn't real. That person was fake. That was the front. I was actually my true self here on YouTube, and it felt good to be my true self. Now, some of you guys might say, "Well, damn, you're an asshole," and maybe I am. Maybe it's just the reality of what I am or what I should be. But I really found out, the great thing about YouTube is I found out, or what was great for YouTube for me was I found out who I really was. And when I needed to find comfort again, when I needed to find balance, and when I needed to really find myself, I found it on YouTube talking about the New York Football Giants. As crazy as that sounds, but it gave me a lot of confidence again to go back out into the world and figuring things out, because the world that first couple years away from home was just chewing my ass up, and I was having a hard time with it. But when I would subscribe to people, even going back to all the way to 06, I would always get mad when I would subscribe to somebody and I would invest myself into their channel. I really enjoyed their channel. I liked their channel. And of course, YouTube was a completely different thing. 06, 07, 08. It was like a wild, wild west. And now it's more commercialized, right? It's a more professional thing. But back then it was almost like, I don't want to say it was like TikTok, but it was just raw. It was authentic. It was just fun. I felt like, but anyways, people would make content and then they would just stop. And some people would never say goodbye. Like, hey, thanks for giving a shit about me. Thanks for subscribing to me. Thank you for bringing me literally into your home and entertaining you, making you laugh, giving you advice, whatever. And it always made me mad when that person would never say goodbye. Like, they would never like say, just thanks for giving a shit about me. And so I always felt the need over the years to do that, because there have been moments in time during the 16 years, and if you do stuff long enough like this, there's going to be these little crossroads that come to you, and you've got to say, well, shit, I don't know what I want to do with YouTube anymore, because, and again, I have that process in my head of wanting to say goodbye, and so people have this weird thing. It's like, well, he just wants attention and shit, which was the case very early on in my YouTube days, because I just wanted to entertain, but I was entertaining the wrong kind of way. I felt like at the time. And look, a lot of my videos I watched back then, I cringe at, and that's why most of them are not up, because I didn't know what I was really doing. And I was just trying to just throw stuff on the wall to see if it would stick. I had an Xbox camera. I didn't even have an Xbox. Had a broken headset. I had broken sunglasses, and I was just doing it, just putting it out there. And looking back on it, it's terrible. It was terrible. It was awful. The content was just terrible. And I really have grown as a content creator, as a person, and my stuff today that I made just last week is so much better than what it used to be. So I'm really proud of that. And the things that have happened, and what's interesting is the comments that you guys leave me today, and even in my last few videos. Golly, man, the 20-year-old me, the 21-year-old me desperately needed to hear those things. He needed reassurance that things were going to be okay. He needed somebody to just show him some love. It's like that's what he desperately needed. And so the 37-year-old me reads this stuff, and I think back to myself during that time period and just want to show that person, like, look at this, man. Look what you have been able to do, and look what you can do if you just believe in yourself and you just put yourself out there. And it's just been amazing. Now, like I said, there's been times when when I was getting ready to get married, I didn't think it was possible to have a YouTube channel, to make the content that I make, and have a marriage. Well, turns out that I could do that. So I kept it going. I kept pressing forward. Then here comes a little one, which is a little baby doll. And I didn't think at that time I could have a YouTube channel and be able to be the father that I want to be, and the husband, and all the things that's in between that. But it ended up being all right. In fact, bringing little baby doll on, and even baby doll, my wife, bringing those on were huge additions to my channel that I didn't even think about. And the three people in my life now that have been my family, I didn't even know who my wife was when I started my YouTube channel. If you'd have said her name, I wouldn't have known who the hell she was. And at that time too, when I was 21, I didn't even think about having kids. I was just trying to get day by day at that point. And so these three people, my wife, my daughter, my son, they have came into my life And my kids, the crazy thing about my kids is they've known me to have YouTube from just the beginning. Like it's, and so does Baby Doll, my wife. And in a lot of ways, not that they've ever been forced to do anything, in a lot of ways, they have played second fiddle to my little Cop Pizzle show. And so it's one of the it's time for me, I feel, to ask them what they want and put them first in a lot of ways. And so a lot of you guys are like, Pizzle, don't leave. Pizzle, don't, we need you. Here's how this is going to go. And look, it's hard for me to wrap up 16 years of content down to just one video. How do you do that, right? How do you say thanks for everything, or how do you put into words of the experiences you just experienced over all these 16 years of trash talking, from guys all the way going back to Halen 88, John Ammo, having these wonderful relationships and friends that you met over the years, like Mitos, Meet the Mets, Bones, all the way to trash talking guys like Philly 500 and Mark Holmes now. I mean, we're talking over a decade and a half of content, trash talk, love, and passion for the job. I can't put that all into one video. But a lot of you are wondering what's going to happen or what's next. And I'm here to tell you there's going to be an extensive break in this channel. There will be no draft content. There will be no free agency content. There may not even be any. Here's the thing. I don't know when I will be back. I don't want you guys to unsubscribe, because I will be back at some point. It may be a year from now. It may be 5 years. It may be 10 years. My family, Baby Doll, little Baby Doll, and my son Maverick, they are going to dictate what's next for this channel. It's up to them to decide what's next. And I'm going to put them first. They give me the thumbs up and want this thing to keep going, we're going to keep it rolling. If they say shut it down, we don't want this to be a part of our lives anymore, we're going to shut it down. But I wanted to come on here and say thank you to all you guys for everything that you've ever done for me, and for just giving me the confidence again in my life that I desperately needed, and just the support system and the appreciation of content. You know, it's hard to go out in this world and you know what you've got inside of you, and people tell you no, and people say you're not good enough, or people say this, and then you come on here and you find this platform, and then people say, damn, you are the cream of the crop, you are it, you are this, you are that. And it's, you know, it's just I wish everybody could feel the way a lot of you guys make me feel. And so I have an obligation as a father and as a husband to take care of my family. They've done a great job taking care of me and doing this and being a part of this channel. And I can't say a thanks enough for all the great comments you guys have left about my kids. And they mean so much to me, and I've always wanted just to show them off. And because I'm so proud of them, I can't even believe that I created, you know, either one of them. Of course, I did each one in 60 minutes. But I'm just so proud of them, and I love them to death. And so being able to share them with you guys has meant a lot to me. And truthfully, a lot of you guys have helped me raise my kids just by your comments. I know that sounds crazy, but it's honestly the truth. because you don't ever know. Like as a dad, sometimes you're wondering, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I, and then you read these comments, and you're like, you know what? Maybe you are doing the right thing. And so, anyways, I know I've been rambling on long enough. It's hard to put in 16 years into a video, but I love you guys. Thank you to anybody that's ever sent me $1 for anything. Anybody that's ever sent me stuff, whatever, man. Like, I'm so appreciative of you guys, because without you guys, I don't know who the hell or what the hell I would be in this crazy world that we live in. Love the Giants. Will always love them till the day I die. And just from Giants Mafia all the way to the winning business and 60 minutes in between. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you when we see you.